Hey everybody, Kratos Lucina here. Today we're taking out the Sabre. Now this is the British Sabre, not the, what is it, Turkish Sabre. This is the British Sabre, the little itty bitty scout vehicle. In this game it's an armored fighting vehicle, but I mean it's just mostly because there wasn't a class for what this thing really is, and it's a scout vehicle. Now, in order to discuss this particular vehicle, I got this thing out of the British crate. I just completed the another British crate, and uh, we kind of have to go back to like the early 1990s, and something major that had happened was that the UK had signed a ton of demilitarization uh, treaties and agreements with other countries. I wonder if I can just get myself right here. Perfect. Ah, pile of dirt got in my way. Boop. Uh, and in these agreements, vehicles like the Scorpion were uh, were earmarked because they. That is a stupid fast reload on this thing. But they were earmarked as tanks because they had tracks. And that resulted uh, in a lot of vehicles like the Scorpion being uh, rejected from service. During this time, the British had also begun outmoding their Fox reconnaissance vehicles. And so now the British were stuck with a ton of Scorpions and a ton of Foxes. An idea was hatched that why don't we take the Fox turrets and plop them on top of the Scorpion frame, because they were now lacking in sufficient numbers a reasonable amount of scout type and reconnaissance vehicles. That the plan was hatched to start mating turrets and hulls, and they chose the come on. They chose uh, they chose the Fox turret and Scorpion chassis. That way they could still have a small tracked uh, they could still maintain a small tracked reconnaissance vehicle. It took them all of probably 10 minutes to do this because the parts were already very nearly compatible with some minor modifications on the turret gun ring and all that kind of stuff. You can actually kind of see it in here. You can kind of see that like they don't perfectly match, but close enough. Of course, this thing's going to be like completely out of my way. Smack. Ouch. Hey, stop it. Oh, that's the end of the expeditionary tank, I guess. Stop looking at me. Well, that thing was doing some stuff. A little over 100 of these things were built. Um, and they began service in 1995. Less than a decade, 9 years, 2004, all of them were removed from service. And I'm not entirely sure they ever got any new reconnaissance vehicles out. But they were around enough to see the beginning of OAF and OEF, and then were promptly removed from service. Now, whether or not they saw any combat, they also saw some time in service in Yugoslavia. I think, was it Yugoslavia? Eastern European nonsense that kicked off in the late 90s, early 2000s. And that was the entirety of service for this little vehicle. Now, I seem to be doing okay with this thing, despite having lost half my HP, or over half my HP. But I would say it's doing all right. I've got 7 kills, most of those from missiles. I don't know that I can hit that thing. Oh, nope. Definitely not. I can do it when I'm trying to climb over a truck chassis. Oh no! Oh, it's gonna hurt. Ow! And it's a zippy little thing too, and it's got a monster view range on it. Woo! All right, I guess that Abrams was it. So it's not bad. As a recon vehicle, I would say it could probably do its job very well, especially with its diminutive size. Would allow it to function as a recon vehicle even in the real world, because you can hide behind a hedgerow with this thing, and maybe outside of a thermal signature, which you could for a time defeat with like some thermal blankets or something. You could hide with this thing fairly well, and it would actually be pretty handy, I believe, in an urban setting. It'd be nice if you could take those missile launchers and kind of tilt them forward in an urban setting, though. That way you're not shooting over a whole, over two, 3 blocks before your missile's on target. But it's not bad. I mean, 7 enemies destroyed with 9,000 damage. It's kind of an efficiency kill kind of a thing. My crew leveling up, having just driven it. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I like it. Like I'm glad I got it out of a box. I've seen it pop up in the Battle Path store a lot, and I've always been but to get it out of a crate, I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm glad I finally got my hands on it. If you enjoyed that battle, please like and subscribe. A huge thank you to those that already have, and comment down below if you'd like to see a tank in battle. I will see you guys in the next mission. Till then.